Leon, I've decided what to do with my life. I want to be a cleaner. I want you to teach me how to be like you. I need this, Leon.
Change ain't good, Léon. I like these calm little moments before the storm. Bring me everyone. What do you mean, everyone? Everyone! You were checking out.
What if a cold professional killer suddenly becomes the guardian angel of a runaway girl? A story about loss, friendship, and revenge. Leon, a professional hitman, leads an isolated life. His only companion is his plant. When Mathilda, a 12-year-old girl, loses her family to violent criminals and corrupt cops, she seeks shelter with Leon. Their relationship grows from cautious to deeply connected. Together, they plan revenge, but danger and moral dilemmas loom large. Today, we're diving into the gripping, emotional, and action-packed world of Leon, the professional. A three-word recap for this movie is survival, connection, and revenge. A film that balances intense gunplay with a surprisingly heartfelt story. It's a unique tale of a hitman and a young girl who form an unlikely bond. Let's break down the entire story from start to finish. We open in New York City's Little Italy, where we meet our main character, Leon. He's not your typical neighbor. By day, he blends into the crowd, quiet, reserved. But by profession, Leon is a hitman, a professional killer who works under a local mobster named Tony. Tony runs his shady operations from a seemingly innocent front, the Supreme Macaroni Company. Leon heads home. On the way up, he notices a girl sitting outside an apartment, smoking. Her name? Mathilda. She's just 12, with a tough look in her eyes and a bruise on her face. Leon asks if she's okay. She says she fell off her bike. But we know better. Mathilda lives a few doors down with her abusive father, a bitter stepmother, a bratty sister, and her innocent little brother, who she deeply loves. Her dad is in deep with some shady DEA agents, storing cocaine for them.
You're a Mozart fan. I love him too. I love Mozart.
But things go south fast when they find out a stash is missing. The next day, Malky, one of the agents, confronts Mathilda's dad. He plays dumb, but their psychotic boss, Norman Stansfield, doesn't buy it. He smells him, literally, then gives him until noon the next day to make it right. Leon hears all this from behind his apartment door. He stays quiet. He doesn't get involved. That morning, Mathilda skips school again. When the school calls home, she answers, pretending to be her mom. She hears she's failing, and she coldly says, "Mathilda died today." Meanwhile, Leon starts his routine: exercise, plant care, and a movie theater visit. When he comes back, he finds Mathilda outside, her face bruised again. She buys him some milk as thanks for being kind. But while she's gone, her life explodes. Norman returns with his team. They storm Mathilda's apartment. In a storm of bullets, they kill her stepmother, sister, and father. Her little brother tries to hide, but he doesn't make it. It's chaos. Mathilda just steps away, sees the bloodied hallway. She knows what's happened. Thinking fast, she keeps walking, right past her door, and knocks on Leon's. He hesitates, torn between instinct and emotion. Then he opens the door. Inside, the silence is thick. Mathilda says she only cries for her little brother. He was the only one who mattered. Leon tries to comfort her with a joke. For the first time, she smiles. She has nowhere else to go. Slowly, they begin to live together. Soon, Mathilda realizes who Leon really is. A killer. And she wants in. Not for fun, not for power. She wants revenge. For her brother. She begs Leon to teach her. She'll clean, cook, even teach him how to read. But he says no. Killing isn't a game. The next day, she tests him. She takes one of his rifles and shoots pigeons off the roof. Shocked, Léon gives in. He starts training her. They check into a new hotel. Léon can't read or write, so Mathilda handles the forms. He starts with sniper training, using a paintball rifle on unsuspecting pedestrians. She trains, drinks milk, and does chores. In return, she teaches him to read. They bond. Léon has a plant he loves. And Mathilda calls it his best friend. It doesn't ask questions and doesn't have roots. Like him, she says maybe it's time they both grow roots. Their relationship deepens. She confesses she loves him. He doesn't respond. Léon visits Tony. He wants access to his money. Tony gets suspicious. He warns Léon to be careful, says the money is safe, and offers a new job. Meanwhile, Mathilda shocks the hotel staff by claiming Léon is her lover, a joke that goes way too far. While Léon is out, Mathilda sneaks back to her old apartment and retrieves a stash of cash. She hides as Norman and his crew arrive. Norman pretends a massacre was self-defense.
I haven't got time for this Mickey Mouse bullshit!
Mathilda follows him. Now she knows he's a DEA agent. Later, she offers Léon the money and pleads again for help avenging her brother. He refuses. She plays Russian roulette to prove her point. Léon panics, hearing the bullet chamber turn. He grabs the gun just in time. He takes her to Tony and asks him to consider training her. Tony reluctantly agrees. Soon after, she joins Léon on his hits. She lures targets. He does the killing. One mission goes sideways, and he shields her with his body. He even uses a grenade to finish the job. Léon returns to Tony with one last request. If something happens to him, make sure all his money goes to Mathilda. Tony agrees. On the next mission, Léon goes solo. Mathilda prepares for her own mission, kill Norman. She infiltrates DEA headquarters, posing as a delivery girl. She confronts Norman in the bathroom. She says she's avenging her brother. Before Norman can react, he gets news. One of his men has just been killed by Léon. Norman has Mathilda taken to his office. Léon finds her note and storms in. He kills 2 men and escapes with her. That night, Mathilda tries to seduce him, but he gently rejects her and finally opens up. Years ago, he loved a girl. Her father killed her. Léon took revenge, fled Italy, and started over in New York with Tony's help. Later, Norman corners Tony, demanding answers. He learns where Léon lives. Next morning, Mathilda goes out. Norman's men capture her and demand Léon's door code. She gives a fake one. They raid the place. Léon fights back with brutal precision. Norman calls him back up.
Betty, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
SWAT floods the building. Léon finds Mathilda, carves an escape tunnel through the wall, and helps her into it. She doesn't want to leave. He tells her he loves her. She slips away, heartbroken.
I love you, Mathilda.
I love you too, Leon.
The SWAT team blasts the apartment. Smoke and chaos. Léon disguises himself as a wounded officer and slips out. Just when he thinks he's made it, Norman spots him. He shoots Léon in the back. As Léon lies dying, he hands Norman a pin. It's from a grenade. "This is from Mathilda," he whispers. Norman opens Léon's vest and sees a belt full of grenades. Boom! They both die. Afterwards, Mathilda visits Tony. She asks for work. He refuses, saying Léon wanted better for her. He gives her some money. Mathilda returns to school. She tells the headmistress the truth and is allowed back in. In the final scene, Mathilda walks to a grassy field. She takes Léon's plant, his only friend, and plants it in the soil. She finally gives it, and herself, a chance to grow. Let's connect the dots between what we saw on screen and what's happening in the world today. Léon delves deeply into multifaceted themes that resonate far beyond its surface as an action thriller. At its core, it's a story about found family and emotional survival. The bond between Léon and Mathilda forms an unconventional but deeply meaningful relationship, one not born of blood, but of shared trauma, loneliness, and unexpected trust. Their connection challenges traditional ideas of family, showing how love and loyalty can grow even in the harshest conditions. The film also explores the devastating impact of trauma and loss, especially on childhood. Mathilda's innocence is ripped away far too soon, forcing her into a world of violence and revenge. Her journey reflects the painful reality of children who are forced to grow up too fast. Léon, in turn, steps into a reluctant father figure role, offering her the protection and care that had always been absent from her life. Set in the alienating sprawl of New York City, the story unfolds in a world where people live side by side but feel desperately alone. Léon leads a life of isolation, speaking to no one but his plant. Mathilda lives surrounded by people but is emotionally abandoned. Their alliance becomes a lifeline, an escape from the emotional emptiness of urban life. In the end, Léon is about two broken souls who find a sense of purpose and love in each other. It's a violent story, yes, but it's also a tender one, filled with emotional nuance, moral complexity, and a deep yearning for connection. And that's what makes it unforgettable. The impact of violence on identity. The film questions how repeated exposure to violence shapes identity. Mathilda's transformation from victim to avenger illustrates the psychological consequences of trauma and the cyclical nature of violence. So, does it deliver? Let's break down whether the movie lives up to its promise. Léon, The Professional is more than an action thriller. It's a touching portrait of human connection in dark times. On the flick verdict scale, it is a must-watch, masterful, emotional, and thrilling. A timeless classic that stays with you. Bottom line, a film that delivers both adrenaline and warmth, offering a deeper look at what family can mean. Love films where action and emotion go hand in hand? Tap like, hit subscribe, and join Flick Favorites for more in-depth film recaps and hidden details. What do you think about Léon and Mathilda's bond? Share your take in the comments below. Thanks for watching.